Just have another catch-up day. Last time we spoke to you, you said you were getting ready to set up a video session with your players. How did that go, and what sort of input did you get from the group?
First of all, they're quite regular. You know, I think it's important that they see themselves on the big screen as it is. And it's just feedback, good and bad. You know, critical and praise. And it's anyone who's been in any of them sessions knows that it's very much a two-way street. I welcome players speaking. Not that they're sort of lunatics end up running the asylum, but it's important that they speak freely. So it was just a normal video session reflecting on what was a good away point, and like I said at the time, sort of seeds that had been planted that we've got to sprinkle with water, maybe give them some fertiliser and then hopefully they'll bloom.
Beneficial though, because you have got a new group and the new lads can sit down and take it all in and get over their point, and you get over your point.
Yeah, listen, they're always beneficial. They're always beneficial. It's, you know, we're working extremely hard on with some players to make them understand the role, maybe a bit quicker than others, because we feel that they're going to be the most effective players for us. That's not to dismiss anyone else, but we've got to make sure that we become as fluid as we can be, as quickly as we can be. And I don't just mean in attacking wise, I'm on about defensively as well. If he comes here, you have to go there, and all the rest of it. So yeah, it's important that we continue that. We've got plenty of work to do on that front.
A couple of training sessions still to go before you come out again at the weekend against Burton. But how's it been? You know, you had a good week before, and here you are now, nearly coming to a close of this one. What have you been trying to get into the players in training? What's been the main focus?
It's similar to last week. You know, that relationship building, that understanding each other's movements, but not necessarily just personnel, as in like what we do as a team. So it could be you and X, or you and Y, or you and Z. It's got to be, you've got to understand how people work and how people move and how we want you to move, where we want you to move, because we feel that it'll make you as an individual more effective and us as a team more effective. And I'd like to think we've got a bit of credit in the bank on that side of things, because of how we've played, you know, for the last 2 or 3 years, kind of thing. So we're confident we'll get it right. We just need a bit of time, if you like, and the players need a bit of time. But last Saturday showed in patches that they can do it.
We spoke quite a lot about your supporters and how they've really got behind you. We talked about a Leeds game, which every football club in the lower league wants to go and play against the Premier League side, and you took your numbers there, but you've also taken those numbers to all those away games, you know, in the league. You really feel that's, you know, a great effort from them.
It's so important. I can't tell you how thankful we are. You know, it's vital, and I hope they all turn up in their thousands this Saturday and on Tuesday night, because I can't tell you how important it is. The difference between walking out where you can feel that atmosphere and walking out where you feel it's flat is huge for players, huge. And we've all got a part to play, and I hope that the fans realise how important they are, because, and they've been, like I say, I keep telling you, they've been fantastic this season, absolutely fantastic, and I hope that continues, because they don't realise, I hope they realise how important they are.
You know yourself, because you've had it, you know, with the supporters, but you're getting over to your players, aren't you? I think it's part of your final words to them.
Yeah, I said it to them. I said, look, we'll have 1,500 fans at Shrewsbury. I said, look, you can't let them down. You know, they're coming out of the back of a pandemic, spending the hard-earned money. I appreciate it's only an hour down the road, but it's still getting in the cars and come to see you. Make sure you perform. It's so important.
Talk about one of your players, Billy Davis. Had an uncomfortable time at Hartlepool, no doubt about that. Might have got the decision wrong, unfortunately, but it made it an uncomfortable time for him. Then he lost his place in the team, of course, for that. But he seems as though he's showing real signs of progressing the right way. Goal for his country, goal for his club, and a performance when he came back into the first team that you were satisfied with it. How satisfying is that for you and your coaches to see him making that progress?
Yeah, we've waited for Billy for a while, and I personally think he's finally knocking on the door, seriously knocking on the door. Yes, he was unlucky at Hartlepool, but I've said for the first 13 minutes before that, he was commanding. He showed a bit of naivety because he got fouled and he should have had the most of it. Then he scores for Wales, and he scores the other day, although his man scored at the other end. You know, so there's all that. I spoke to Paul Bowden after the Wales 21 games, and he said, you're doing a great job with him because he's coming on nicely, isn't he? And I said, yeah, we think so. And he's now ready to play some first team games. You know, I've just said to him this morning at breakfast, I said, look, I must have had half a dozen clubs wanting you on loan in this last 2 weeks. There's not a chance you're going anywhere. You make sure you keep your head on and keep striving. You know, try not to make them silly mistakes. Become even more consistent in your performances. And let's see where we get to with you. Because we're quite happy where he is at the minute, and he's got to continue and get in the team.
So let's get on to team selection then, because you've got, as we spoke earlier in the week, you've got a chance to change systems, you've got a chance to change personnel. You know, it is a very strong squad you've assembled. How do you go about finalising that team selection? Do you go about on opposition you play, and past performance, training? How do you get down to come 2 o'clock Saturday with that team sheet?
All them. Who's done well in training? Who's going to hurt the opposition? How the opposition going to hurt us? Any knocks? Any cumulative effects of playing 25 games on the spin? You know, is somebody maybe more important the game after that might need a breather? There's all them things. You know, I think first and foremost we say, right, who's doing well in training? You know, I think that's so important. That maintains standards. And if you've not been doing very well, you don't expect to play or be involved. Like I said, you said to me last week, I think we've got a strong squad, and we have. And you know, the key now is to first of all get into the 18, then get in the 11. It's not just, oh, I'll just be in the 18, you know, which has been the case previously, which is resource driven, and I get that. But opportunity as well, that's part of our DNA, our culture. We give opportunities. But at the same time, you have to earn them. Whereas maybe sometimes players were in a position where they maybe didn't have to earn it as much. Whereas now they're going to have to, and that's important.
Are you a manager that speaks to the players and talks why they're out? And when do you make that final decision? Do you Friday final training session, or sometimes you wait till the day of the game?
No. It's very, very rare. In fact, I can certainly count on one hand how many times I've done it on the day of a game. That's for sure. I think it's important that the players get told. So they'll probably get told today, maybe tomorrow, or they'll certainly have an inkling. And then they have an opportunity to come and see me, and we have a chat. Sometimes I go and see them. Sometimes they come and see me. Sometimes neither happens. But they know that if they want to speak to me, they're more than happy. I'm more than happy for them to come and see me, and I'll give them the reasons why, and I'll also give them reasons, you know, where they need to improve, and just reaffirm probably what we spoke about within the previous 2 weeks, because that's a constant thing. So, you know, there's no animosity or personal stuff. That's my job, and I think the players understand that. And if they're not in the team this week, they've got to make sure they're in it next week.